You don't have to online date. You don't have to. You don't have to. You're going to out on events. Good job. Congratulations. Keep going on events. Keep doing stuff. You said men not gonna approach you. Maybe that's what's happening nowadays. So you have to find a way to show men that you're interested if you don't want to approach men. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I'm your host, Zakka, and what is Nerdy Dating? It is a relationship and dating advice podcast from a viewpoint of a nerd. If you have friends, family, anybody who's going through some relationship issues, relationship questions, they want to have a third party who don't know anything about them, answer their question and either, say like, hey, no, you're in the right, or no, you're in the wrong, or hey, this is how you should go about the situation. Send them my way. Let them listen to the podcast and see the advice I give, match what they want to listen to, and have them send a question. They put in the comment section below too. Also, you can send a question to alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. Also, you can find Nerdy Dating on TikTok and Instagram. That is Nerdy Dating with Alizakka or Alizakka Nerdy Dating on TikTok and Instagram. Now, let's go and get to today's episode. It's about the new Tinder subscription, Tinder Select. So, a USA Today article and a few other articles have dropped Tinder's new subscription plan. And I was listening to Courtney Ryan, who is a YouTuber who gives out pretty good advice. She was talking about the $500 plan as well and saying, Tinder is pretty much taking advantage of lonely men. And she was like, I don't think anybody should be paying for this. And I agree with her. I agree with her in the sense that $500 a month for Tinder, it's a little crazy. Now, do I think that men should pay for dating apps? I actually think you should. And Courtney in her video actually said she don't think men should pay for dating apps. Matter of fact, she's like, build your dating apps up. But then she goes on to mention in her video at one point, because she had other episodes on her show, which she brought in women from Tinder to kind of give their perspective on dating. And she switched to a man's profile and she had to try to match with women and let people know what was going on. Which I'll put her episode in the comment section because you should go watch that episode regarding her talking about this. But she said she ran out of matches quicker as her profile was stated as a man than her profile as a woman. She's like, I never ran out of matches as a woman, but as a guy, I ran out of matches within minutes. Which this is why I believe men should pay for dating apps. Now, I even pay for dating apps myself. Tinder and Hinge are the two I paid for. I paid for Bumble at one point, but Bumble, the return on matches wasn't worth it. I believe you should pay at least once a month for the dating app. And that she continue paying for the dating app? No. And did you pay for the $500 select plan? No. But let's talk about that $500 before I break down the other things regarding the dating apps and the bonuses that you get for Tinder and Hinge. I think are the two that you should, if you're going to pay for an app, invest in. Now, there are Match and eHarmony that people pay for, which you're paying $60 a month for those. I actually paid for, I paid for a Match at one point to see the investment of that compared to Tinder and Bumble and Hinge. But Match didn't have enough people on there for me, and Tinder did. But Tinder, you're just weighing through more people who are not in the same. If you're looking for a particular type, for example, I was looking for a relationship and dating to marry. If you're looking for somebody to have that same goal and mindset as far as dating goes, it's going to be harder because the pool of people is a lot bigger, and Tinder doesn't allow you to weed out people by their dating preferences as far as what they're looking for. But Match or Hinge definitely allowed you to find somebody who's in for a long-term relationship, short-term relationship. But we'll talk about that and their pricings in a moment. But this Tinder Select, this $500 a month plan, which here are the benefits you get out of this paying $500 a month. $500 a month plan. This is the benefit you get out of this. You get to see, you get to skip the line in front of people. You get to direct message people without having to match with them first. So kind of like the Hinge version, where Hinge allows you to direct message somebody without matching them and they match you back. Then you continue that conversation. Pretty much Tinder doing the same thing, which Super Likes actually at one point allowed you to do that. But people was like, oh, Super Likes is not, Super Like means you're too desperate. No, you're trying to get your profile to be seen in front of everybody else. I don't think that's desperate, but if you're gonna super like somebody, you can, at one point on Tinder that you could super like and also comment a message to them at your super liking them at the same time to make yourself stand out, and hopefully that person responds back to their comment. But a profile with unblurred photos that is prioritized on other users' like you grid for once a week, so you get prioritized. A badge that shows off your access to the exclusive tier. Select mode that let members see and be seen by the app most sought after profiles for more exceptional connections. Early access to new features. The ability to hide an advertisement and see likes over the past week. Pretty much, you can get those same things on Tinder's, I think, is it Platinum or Tinder's Gold? Those two I paid for when I was on the dating apps. I want to say it's Platinum and Gold. Tinder Platinum, Tinder Gold, yes. I actually paid for Platinum because I like having that boost as well. And when I did it, now Platinum I believe was $30 a month, and I want to say Gold was $20, and then Tinder Plus was like 14 or 15. I paid for Platinum, and I paid it for a month. And this is how I would use my dating apps when it came to, when I was on the dating apps. This is how I would use it. I would pay for Platinum for a month, and then I won't use it after that month. Then pay for Hinge for a month and won't use it for after a month, which I think Hinge was like $29.99 as well. So they're both $30. And because I'm paying for, like, I pay for Netflix, I pay for Hulu, I pay for Discovery Plus, I pay for Disney. Like, I pay for all these things I'm watching, these subscriptions. Why not pay for something I'm going to invest in? I'm looking for a partner, a life partner. I am going to invest in my dating. Now you're like, Ali, well, you shouldn't have to do that. You should just go out there. You can say that, but however, I'm not someone who goes out all the time. I don't go to bars. I don't go to coffee shops all the time. I don't really get out unless I'm at work or at the gym. So for me, getting out sometimes was get on the dating apps and see who match and go on a few dates and see somebody, match best with me. But I would go do things. When I actually went to go do something, I would go do something that I enjoy doing by myself, which go to the bookstore, read a book, go to Barnes and Nobles, go to a movie theater, go to a Chiefs game. I don't mind going by myself to places. So for me, it was finding somebody I knew, like if I go do something by myself, I could meet somebody at those places, but the likelihood of me bumping into somebody in those places is probably very rare by myself. And Chiefs games will only happen in the fall, so that wasn't something that happened all the time. And I go to the bars and clubs, but I just don't go into those places by myself. It's just not something that I would want to do by myself. So to me, meet people was meeting people through dating apps. Also, a lot of my friends are in relationships, and they really don't have people who they know that are single who will be a good match for me, or they didn't think they would be a good match for me. So for me to meet somebody was pretty much through the dating apps. And I don't date at work because, one, I just don't think you should involve work in relationships, but that's my preference when it comes to work. So place to meet people was the dating app. You can say the gym, but gym is kind of a tough one for me because I don't want to ruin my place of working out at, and also make somebody feel uncomfortable at the gym by trying to hit on them while they're at the gym. So that one, I was always open to the idea, but never really try to go for that idea because it just wasn't the best idea. Plus, I also worked at the gym at one point, so it's not really the best idea for me to hit on somebody at the gym. But dating apps was the way to go. But another thing with the dating apps is that I am one of many men on there, so I have to find a way to stand out. Now, make sure my profile, before I start paying for the dating apps, make sure my profiles were up to snuff, was top notch. Had 5 photos of me, one doing something that's just not just standing, a full face picture of me where I'm smiling, a full body picture would be another one, a picture of my friends, and a picture of me doing something like Ninja Warrior or going to Comic-Con or something like that. That shows that I'm somebody who does things and don't just sit at home all the time. So I had to find a way to show what I was about on my dating apps, and then my profile. I had a solid profile and things I talked about on my profile. Therefore, if somebody's swiping, they might stop for a moment and look at my picture and read my profile and go from there to make that judgment. Now, put the money behind it and watch it boost and watch it at the top of the stack of decks, and if I get missed or skipped, it's because somebody actually didn't want to talk to me versus me not getting seen. Versus women, their profile, they're getting likes every single day. They're getting so many likes. That's nothing to add to it. When I was not paying for it, I'll probably get 1 like a week. Probably 1 like a week. When I was paying for it, I would get like at least 3 or 4 a week, maybe 2 in one day. Sometimes I'll get a like, and as far as a match go, I'll probably get a match a day. But on non-pay, I would not get a match maybe for a week, maybe for 2 weeks. So I think it's worth investing into your dating life, especially trying to meet somebody for a serious goal. Now, you looking to hook up? Do not pay for dating apps. Don't do that. You don't waste your time paying, because it's not worth the investment. But you're looking to finally meet somebody, it's worth the investment. I found my partner on Hinge, and with our story with her, I actually thought she was a fake profile, and I swiped past her because I was like, there's no way, she's too gorgeous. Thought she was fake. Like, this is definitely a bot. Then I swiped left on her, swiped her away, and then she came back in my likes, and because I was paying for Hinge, I got to see who was in my likes. I was like, okay, well, maybe this isn't a fake person. Now if I able to match with her, and then from there, talking to her and taking on a date. But if it wasn't for the payment system, I would not have matched with her. To be honest, I would probably that left swipe and just been like, messed up. I'm not gonna match with her again. I lost out. But because I paid for it, I was able to come back around and match with her to see, like, okay, I had a second chance. But to me, the apps are worth paying for if you're willing to invest in for an actual serious relationship. You're not looking for something serious, it's not worth paying for the apps. Don't do that. Now, ladies, I don't think ladies should pay for it at all, because the fact that you getting so many likes coming through, so many matches coming through, that you go through swiping on people, take time to swipe on somebody, you will match with the person that swiped on you. Like, there's so many guys in there who swipe right on girls that you go through and you're like, okay, there he is right off the bat. Versus guys, for our profile to stand out, I think you have to pay for it. Now, pay for it, and then after that, hop off of it. Like, don't say continue paying for it. And you make sure your profile is up to date. Your profile is not up to date, and your profile is not your current pictures, and it doesn't, have a clean and checks off everything. The profile is complete. If you have blank pictures on there, pictures with no faces, you have no bio, do not pay for it, because you'd be wasting your time on the dating apps. You'd be wasting all of it. So definitely, if you're gonna get on a dating app and decide to pay for it, make sure your profile is top tier shape for you put in that money of any investment on it. And then ask yourself, are you actually looking to meet a partner, or are you looking to meet somebody who, just a hookup or a fling? Because that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for hookups and flings, don't do it. You're somebody like, I'm not sure what I'm looking for right now, don't pay for dating apps. Don't do it. But you're like, I want a partner, then yes, I say invest in a dating app, invest in a dating profile, match, Hinge, Tinder, Bumble. Another thing that just came to my mind is the city, though, location-wise. If you are in a big city like Chicago, LA, Houston, Los Angeles, I already said Los Angeles, but like New Orleans, Kansas City, which is a small, medium city, a medium big city, I should say. Kansas City, Cleveland, like pretty much if you have a sports team in your city and you have multiple sports teams in your city, you should probably pay for the dating apps. I would say that. Now, you live in a small town like a Springfield, Missouri, or I don't know, just think of like a city that's like somewhere in middle Montana. You probably shouldn't pay for dating apps, because that pool of people, you're going to swipe through people within, a day or two if you're in a small town. But if you're in a big city and people in a giant metropolitan area, you should invest in the dating apps. And another thing, before I get to Reddits, we have to stop like shaming other people for paying for dating apps, or think less of people for paying for dating apps. Like, if you're paying for it, don't be ashamed that you paid for it. Just be honest with, like, yeah, I paid for it. I wanted to stand out. I wanted to have advantage over the other guys. Like, I'm going to sit there and let the system just constantly skip me over, or I'll put myself up there so that way I get to meet somebody I want to meet, and I put that work in. You have to look at it that way. Dating should be an investment. You have to invest in dating for you to meet somebody. So you should invest in it. You should, continue to work on yourself, continue to, make yourself a presentable person for your future partner. You don't want your partner seeing you in your worst moments. You don't want your partner looking at you like, man, that person looks like a slob. You don't want that. You want to look best at all times, because you never know when you might meet your partner. And the same thing with the dating apps. You want to make you have the best profile out there, so when your future partner does look at your profile and swipe right on you, you're like, all right, you have a chance right there. Now the rest of it comes from communication, talking, taking her on dates, or taking him on dates and finding to meet them and have a seeing that conversation goes. But in order to get yourself on those dates, you got to get yourself in front of that line. Beat out the rest of the group. That's all I gotta say. All right, ready time. Okay, first one here. Am I the jerk for wanting to divorce my husband for sexting? I, female 30, and my husband, male 34, have been together for over 10 years and 6 years married. We recently moved to a bigger city, and he's making way more money working out and seems to have more confidence. I, on the other hand, get stressed from my job, and we have ended up kind of having a resistant relationship where we have fun date nights but then limit conversations during the week. I notice him being more and more distant and patient with me. I tried having a heart-to-heart, and that feels like it went well. On our anniversary trip, I decided to just check his phone, and there were messages from a female coworker that were explicit, like, I want to touch you, or can't wait to see you. You can't tell me they hadn't had any real intimacy yet, but he admitted to hanging out with her in group settings and that it meant nothing. He then proceeds to tell me he's been depressed for over a year and didn't know how to talk to me about it. He said he wasn't deflecting from sexting, but that he feels empty inside and has resorted to even doing drugs. This is all new to me and I feel helpless. Should I separate or try counseling? Is he just trying to get away with being caught? He said he will stop talking to her because he has no real feelings towards her. Forgot to mention he talked to her for around 2 months. Are you the jerk for being upset at your husband or wanting to divorce your husband for sexting? You wouldn't be the jerk in this scenario, not at all. Now you have to ask yourself this question: do you want to continue this relationship? Do you want to continue this marriage? You want to try to work this out? It's up to you. You seen sexting as a boundary that is considered cheating, and he has went ahead and cheated. That's up to you if you want to try to say, okay, you have not done anything physical from what I think or what I know, but you already suspect something's up. That's why you went through his phone. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to continue this relationship? You want to try to make this better? But he also has to be willing to put input on it as well and willing to help out as well. You can give him another chance. That's up to you. That's to come down to what you and your husband had a conversation on, how y'all want to see this relationship go. Y'all can try counseling, but if you already feel like something's going on here and it's already been distanced for a couple, for 2 months, you said that he's been talking to her, but you feel like he's been distanced, he's most likely continue to sex this lady for the past, 2 months now, and that's what's making it distance. So he's getting checked out. Y'all can try to all right, you know what? Let's try to redate ourselves and start over again, and not just limit conversations to date nights, but have conversations throughout the week. Talk to each other all throughout the week, and actually talk about what you guys are doing, and to check in with each other. So you can try counseling. That's one option you have there. The other option would be, he sexted. This is a boundary of yours. You don't want to put up with it. You can't get past that. Then it's time for you to say, hey, maybe we need to get a divorce. So that'd be my advice to you on that one. Next question. Ghosted after only just convincing myself to start dating again. I'm 26 female, don't know how you guys do it. Went on a date for the first time in 2 years. Went so great, ended up going on a second one. Also great. He even asked me out for a third, and at the end, I texted him for a few days later, and then the last time I heard from him mid-conversation was a 1.5 weeks ago. Not even a text when he saw it was my birthday on my Instagram stories a few days later. He recently started a new job where he was working super late, etc. But come on, everyone has time for a measly, this isn't going to work out. So anyway, taking every ounce of my self-control not to text him. I shouldn't, right? And I'm feeling absolutely no motivation to try again anytime soon. How do we brush it off and keep moving forward? So ghosted after 2 dates. 2 dates you was ghosted. And you said you're single for 2 years and then finally started dating again. How do we guys do it? It's kind of understand that ghosting at this is sadly part of dating nowadays. It's going to be, you're going to get ghosted by a few people. It sucks. It really does. But because you guys went on 2 dates, I will say you do have your right to reach out and just ask, like, hey, just curious. I haven't talked to you in a while. Is everything okay? I will reach out and ask that question. It's just see, where they're at, what they're doing. Like, I thought we were going to go on a third date. I wouldn't even ask it, like, go on a date. I would be like, just reach out and say, hey, just curious what happened. We was going to plan a third date. Just curious what's going on. Hi, a check-in. I would do that. You went on 2 dates with somebody, you guys planned a third date. Now, I wouldn't sit there, you say it's been 1.5 weeks, 1.5, 1.5 weeks since you last communicated with him. Yeah, you are getting ghosted. That's true. And birthdays, probably one of the things, if you told him, hey, my birthday's coming up and you just started talking to somebody, it could have been what could have been like, yeah, I'm not ready to spend somebody's birthday with somebody I just met. That could have been a reason why he didn't follow through. Could have been. And the fact that you guys are not dating, like an actual relationship, he didn't have to reach out and say happy birthday to you. You'd be like, oh, I'd be considerate, but he's not about to do a boyfriend thing as somebody who's single. That's not what he's about to do there. So you already got your answer. If you want to know more, you can reach out to him and be like, hey, just curious what happened, what's going on, see how you doing. But other than that, I wouldn't expect much from him on his end. I wouldn't expect a third date. I would just let sleeping dogs lie. Next question. 25 female, dating 31 male, found his IG and he follows thousands of OnlyFans / adult models. I'm dating a guy and I'm really starting to fall for him. However, I found out his IG, he's followed over 4,000 IG accounts, which most are OnlyFans / adult models. He only has 500 followers for context. I normally wouldn't even look at something like this, but the huge difference in numbers piqued my curiosity. Now I'm worried because my ex had a sex addiction and it's ultimately led to the demise of our relationship. I'm very damaged by it. What should I do? How do I navigate this? You can have a conversation with him about adult movies, the adult industry. How do he feel about watching adult videos? You can talk to him about that. You can have that conversation to see. But as far as calling out his Instagram, I wouldn't go that far. Like, hey, you're following, X amount of people on Instagram, because he's gonna look at that like we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. We're just talking. We're dating, but we're not in a committed relationship. He's gonna look at like why are you trying to look at what I'm doing now. You don't know if he gets in a relationship, will he clean up his Instagram or cut out some of those profiles? We don't know that. We don't know what can happen. He could very well do that. Once he's committed, he could be like, you know what? Going through cleaning that stuff off because I don't need to see that anymore. I have a whole person I can talk to and be about. But you can ask him, how does he feel about adult industry? How do you feel about adult videos, adult movies, stuff like that? And he give you an answer other than like, you know what? I enjoy watching that. That's what I'm about. And he this is what I do, what that content is what I do with it, and go from there. And it's somebody who watches adult videos, who follow Instagram models, OnlyFans models, if that bothers you, maybe that's something you gotta work with yourself and say, hey, this is not something I want to be a part of, be dating somebody who watch that kind of stuff. I'm going to, in our little dating session, be somebody else who don't pertain to that. So if that's a red flag or deal breaker for you, that's something you need to talk to and have a conversation with him about. and see where his mind is on that. You just can't assume somebody else is going to think the same way you do regarding, adult industry, regarding adult videos, regarding OnlyFans models, regarding social media, how somebody navigates social media. You need to talk to your partner and see what their mindset is on that as well. So that way, for a fact if they're, what their reason for doing certain things is, and understand that, versus saying like, no, I do my stuff this way, so you should follow suit. And that's not how people work. So you need to talk and have that conversation with them. If this is a deal breaker for you, then you need in dating and find somebody else. But if it's not, it's a red flag, and that's the only thing that's a red flag to you regarding this. Another thing I want to mention, because you said your previous ex had a sex addiction, doesn't mean this guy has a sex addiction. So don't put the idea of your previous ex on this guy. Give this guy a chance. But I would ask him what his thought process is on adult industry. Next question. I'm 21 male, hesitant to install a dating app. I have a very idealized version of love. I know people here on Reddit tend to be more liberal, but I receive a religious education focused on family values, and it has a significant impact on my personality. I'm afraid of ruining my first kiss, my virginity, etc. with the wrong person. The problem is that now I'm 21 years old. I have never held hands with a woman in my life. And as a student in a Western society college, I'm in an environment where young people, friends around me, are all in couples. So it makes me more and more frustrated. What? I'm in an environment where young people, friends around me, are in couple, so it makes me more and more frustrated. I have the impression that by endlessly waiting to meet the so-called soulmate, it would never happen, and I will throw away my 20s. Oh man, I've been there. Okay, a part of me wants to put Tinder or whatever dating app and stop worrying about religious. He's missing words. A part of me wants to get on Tinder or whatever dating app and stop worrying about religious considerations. Another part of me tells me to keep waiting and not to rush things out of social pressure to not regret later when I'm married and now married of having wasted my virginity on someone else. He's definitely not writing this, typing this right. So he's saying part of him wants to get on dating apps and he's looking for advice, but part of him wants to get on dating apps and just go out there and explore. But the other part of him, because of his background, his religious background, he don't want to just waste his 20s on somebody, or race of virginity on somebody he's not going to be married with. Okay, you want to be a virgin to marry, that's your prerogative. Go for that. Here's my advice to you, sir. Be somebody with your religious background. Go to a church. Go to a mosque. Wherever you're into, go to a synagogue. Whatever you're into, go to that. Go to that religious background and meet somebody through your religion. That person most likely gonna have the same values and outlook on life that you have. So therefore, you won't have to worry about whether or not that you're wasting your 20s looking for somebody who doesn't match you in the same sense. Plus, you're 21, dude. We live to 70s and 80s now. You have 50 years of your life right now. So I wouldn't rush trying to find the one. But if you're looking to date somebody, definitely date within your religion. Go to, like I said, church, mosque, synagogue, wherever religion you follow and background you're into. Go that route. Join a church group, join a religious group. You'll meet a partner that way. Heck, you might meet the church youth leader or the religious youth leader of that group. They might have date nights for couples that there are people like for singles, and you get together and talk about wherever your religion is, and then you meet your person that way. That's definitely possible, especially you're in college. College had a lot of different groups for religious people. I went to school at Missouri State. Missouri State had a Christian club, and you can go and meet other Christians that are going through school and talk about religion, and also talk about schoolwork and stuff like that. And they had singles night there where you can meet somebody of the same religion and possibly have a date night kind of thing. So it is possible. You don't have to get on the dating apps to look for that. Now, if you do get on the dating apps, put in your profile that you're very religious. Don't say you're looking for a religious person, but put in your profile that you're very religious and that, you know, this is what you're into. So when somebody swipes on you, they know what you're about. I think the worst thing you can do when you get on a dating app, if you decide to go that route, is put on there that I'm looking for somebody who is this and who is not that and not that, not that. And you have to be this. Because somebody will look at them like, well, I'm not that. So how would I match with that person? But if you put on there what you're into and how, you know, religious you are, that the person who's going to swipe right on you or swipe left on you be like, okay, they're super religious. I'm into that. I'm not into that. And go from there. So my advice to you to go through your religious group, wherever your church, mosque, or synagogue, I hope I'm saying that right, is, and go through there and have that, you know, let that be the starting point. Find somebody. And you don't have to throw away your virginity. You don't have to throw away your first kiss. You don't have to like try to rush into something to meet societal pressure. Because what you're saying, you see everybody else around you in couples, and it's going to look like that. When you're single and all your friends are in relationships, it's going to look like you're the single one of the group. Don't let that pressure eat you alive. Just keep navigating, and you will find eventually that person you're looking for. And it might not be 22. It might not be at 23. It could be 25, 26. But my best advice for you is definitely start with your religious group and go from there. Next question. Date drunkenly told me I love you at the end of the date. I need advice. I, 23 male, went on a first date last night with a girl, 21 female, to have drinks and karaoke. That's a fun date. The date was good and we had good connection, and we ended up getting drunk and had some deep talks. By the end of the night, I was about to get into my Uber and we shared a goodnight kiss, and she told me I love you. This caught me off guard and I replied with, what? She told me that it was an accident last night and only said it because she was drunk. Today we were texting and I really don't want to press the matter much until I see her again. I guess I'm really asking if I should bring it up again, and now that we're both sober, and see if she meant it. Oh, and see if she meant it. Why did he say it like that? He really did put if she meant it. Or should I just leave it alone? I really like this girl and I feel like there's a really strong connection with this girl, and I'm scared of messing things up and scaring her away. Too long didn't read. Girl I went on a date with drunkenly told me I love you at the end of the date, and I'm wondering if I should ask her about it now that I'm sober. I would ask her if she remembered the night. I would ask, hey, do you remember a kiss goodbye, and just see do you remember saying you love me, or remember you saying you love me? Now, she did tell you that, you know, she told me that it was an accident last night and only said because she was drunk. She did tell you that. And you can ask her why she's sober and see like, hey, you know, just curious. Do you remember saying that? Like, that's wild, wasn't it? Like, I would say that just to see if she said it, but she already told you it was an accident. To me, I will file that away as an accident. And you say you're already into her. You don't want to mess things up. So keep taking her on dates. Keep getting to know her and see where things go. If you really want to ask why she's sober, you can just say, hey, do you remember anything from last night? And just see what she says. And she's like, no, I didn't. What happened? Or she does, actually, I do. And you know what? I did say I love you. Like, or do you say, do you remember saying that you love me the other night? Just out of curiosity, do you remember saying that? I would ask her that. Just, you know, do it in a playful way, though. And see if she actually remembers saying that, or if she doesn't. She doesn't remember. She forgot. But the fact that she's still hanging out with you, and the fact that you still want to get to see her, keep taking her on dates. Keep taking her out. I wouldn't put too much stock in that. It's early, way early, first date. I don't put too much stock in that. If you really like feeling for this girl and you still like her, take her on dates, get to see what she's about, other aspects, and get to know who she is. And there you go. Next question. I don't want to online date. I, 34 female, don't want to date online. I never really dated, only 2 long-term relationships since 20. But now that I'm single, it looks like the consensus is that the only way to meet someone is online. I've gone to events alone and I've met nice people, but men don't approach me, and I don't know if I'm doing something to affect that. Is online dating really the only way I have any chance of meeting someone? I'm just wondering if I need to adjust my hopes for future relationship possibilities. You don't have to online date in 2023, in 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028. I'm gonna keep going. You don't have to online date. You don't have to. You really don't have to. You're going out on events. Good job. Congratulations. Keep going on events. Keep doing stuff. You said men not gonna approach you. Maybe that's what's happening nowadays. So you have to find a way to show men that you're interested. If you don't want to approach men, there's still ways you can find out to show men that you're interested without having them approach you or without you having to approach them. One thing you can do is smile. You can wave, head nod. You can do that. So yeah, if you want to get men to approach you, definitely give signs off that you're interested in them by smiling, waving, head nodding. Like, if that guy sees that he's interested in you and you guys make a connection, y'all smile with each other, head nod, and then also put yourself around him. You want to talk to a guy, want him to talk to you, kind of put yourself in his area, put yourself in his vicinity. If he's interested in you and y'all making eye contact, he'll come over and talk to you. So you don't have to meet people via dating apps or online dating. If that's not something you want to do, you don't have to do that. You're more than willing to go out and keep meeting people like the way you're doing. You're going out, but you want guys to approach you. It's a lot harder because men don't want to just approach nowadays because they don't want to be considered a creep. They don't want to be considered, put on Instagram or TikTok as, some kind of monster because he went to try to say hi to a girl. So you have to find a way to make it open that you want to be approached by a man. So keep your head up. Don't have ear pods in or anything like that. Look like you don't want to be bothered. And if you see a guy you like, make eye contact with him, smile, a little bit of a wave, and he'll come over. If you put yourself in that vicinity and want him to talk to him, he can find ways to open up a guy. Heck, if another way, you want to be really bold about it, ask him about what's going on. If you go up and talk to him, ask about what's going on, what's happening in the area. If you really want to be bold about it, have a guy talk to you and go from there. But yeah, you don't have to online date. You don't have to do that. There's ways you can meet people while online dating. And it's like you're going to events and getting out. So that's the start. Next is now getting men to get the attention of men. If guys don't want to approach you, get them to approach you by putting yourself in positions for them to approach you. All right, guys, so this one here gonna be a short episode, but thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I appreciate y'all. Please send me questions you want me to answer on the show. You can put in the comment section below, or you can send it to alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. Also, alizakkanerdydating on Instagram and TikTok. You can send a question on there as well, over there on the social media apps, and I'll answer on the show. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating, and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating you want to put in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me a dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching this show. I appreciate you, and keep being awesome.